Drew Brees threw for 279 yards and 3 touchdowns. Alvin Kamara ran for 2 scores as the New Orleans Saints kept their chances of the NFC's number 1 seed alive by rallying from 2 touchdowns to defeat the Tennessee Titans 38-28 on Sunday. Mike Thomas caught 12 passes for 136 yards and a score. With the receptions, Thomas passed Marvin Harrison as the all-time catch leader in a single season. Can't guard Mike is up to 145 grabs. This year, it's the 9th time this season he has had double-digit catches. After yesterday's win, Sean Payton was talking about Mike Thomas's new record.
I wasn't really aware of it until about 2 seconds ago. The numbers, and we're talking about what season catches. Look, I'm excited for him, and I'm sure he'd say the same thing. I think more importantly it was about, getting the win. We got a lot of double on third down. They did a pretty good job of trying to take him away. We were able to find some of his touches in the slot, but listen, that's a great accomplishment. Marvin Harrison was a fantastic player.
Here's Drew Brees talking about his wide receiver Thomas.
Well, I wouldn't say laid back as Mike T. I think he's a fierce competitor, and I think there's a great sense of urgency with everything that Mike does, so. We see that on the practice field every day, see it in the locker room. He's also a fun-loving guy, he loves his teammates. He loves the locker room. He'll be the first one to tell you, he said it after the game. He said, I love this team. I love playing for this team. I love battling for this team. And I think he just has, an engine, and he's got a fire that I think is pretty rare, I think we all pride ourselves on being competitors and, preparing the best we can to go out and perform on Sundays, but he's pretty rare.
Yeah, and so since I've already opened up this road of going down of talking about Mike Thomas being one of the all-time greats, let's remember, Jordan, he is doing this all after getting paid. And how rare is that in sports? And I don't mean that out of some moral, he's doing this after he gets paid. I don't care if you're a guy that plays for money or not, but generally if you're going to be an all-timer, you're motivated by something outside of just the money. And it is obvious to me that Mike Thomas, like Brees is talking about there, he is internally motivated just by the need to be great. He's just that ultra competitor where he just wants to be better than anyone that has ever come before him. And how about that? You have it written here next. Are you going to read some of these Mike Thomas numbers? Maybe same for later. Bottom line, in his first 4 years, he has 466 catches.
Unbelievable.
That is 66 grabs ahead of Jarvis Landry, who is second all-time for most grabs your first 4 years. So it's not even close, the start that he's had to his career.
Not only did Thomas set the NFL record for the most catches in a single season, he also now has the most receptions over 2 years. Antonio Brown had 265 catches between 2014 and 2015. Thomas came in with 258 on Sunday, now has 270 in his back-to-back seasons.
I love it. And the fact they have a game left, he said after the game, he said, yeah, the record's broken, and it's going to be extended next week. I mean, it's matter of fact.
Meanwhile, Antonio Brown's making music videos in South Florida. Did you see him on Twitter over the weekend? He's melting.
Is he a winner?
Antonio Brown.
Is he making the winner list?
He might be a loser this weekend. LSU football, the top-ranked Tigers arrived in Atlanta with one of its top offensive weapons, still questionable, but in tow. Clyde Edwards-Helaire made the trip to Atlanta for the Chik-fil-A Peach Bowl. The Tigers will face Oklahoma on Saturday. The Peach and Fiesta Bowls will air on ESPN this Saturday, December 28th. Peach Bowl going to be first up at 3 o'clock, while Fiesta Bowl nightcap at 7 o'clock. Number 4, Oklahoma will be without another key defensive starter for the bowl game. Safety Delarin Turner-Yell has a broken collarbone and will not play in the Chik-fil-A Peach Bowl this Saturday. That was confirmed to ESPN over the weekend.
Yeah, so bad injury luck can get everybody, right? A lot of talk about what's going on with LSU and Clyde, and now here Oklahoma is with already some suspensions in the mix, down another starter due to a practice injury.
Ed Ogeron picked up another national award going into the weekend. LSU's head coach has been named the recipient of the 2019 Eddie Robinson Coach of the Year. That will be awarded to Coach O January 11th in a reception in New Orleans just a couple of days before the College Football Playoff National Championship in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. Coach Ogeron has already taken home the Home Depot National Coach of the Year, the AP National Coach of the Year, and was named the SEC Coach of the Year as well. Over the weekend, 13 members of LSU's team graduated, headlined by Heisman Trophy winner Joe Burrow. Blake Ferguson, the long snapper, a four-time member of the SEC Academic Honor Roll and chair of the SEC Football's Leadership Council, earned his master's in business administration over the weekend. Lloyd Cushenberry, Christian Fulton, Rashard Lawrence, Derek Dillon, Connor Culp, Michael Divinity, Badara Traora, Ray Thornton, Zach Von Rosenberg, and Dee Anderson were the players that graduated.
And Adrian McGee.
The
big guy. How about him? Congratulations to all of those players putting the student in student athlete.
LSU basketball, the Tigers lost for the third time this season by just 2 points as USC staged a second-half rally that resulted in a 70-68 win for the Trojans in the Basketball Hall of Fame Classic out in Los Angeles at the Staples Center on Saturday night. Senior guard Skylar Mays led the Tigers with 21 points, while freshman Trendon Watford had his best game as a Tiger. He had 17 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 blocks. Darius Days had a double-double with 12 and 11. LSU now takes a couple of days off with the Christmas holidays before returning to practice to prepare for undefeated Liberty. The Flames will come into Baton Rouge this Sunday to take on LSU at the Maravich Center. That'll be a tip-off at 12:30 on Sunday afternoon. Here's Coach Wade talking about the rebounding effort. LSU out-rebounded Southern Cal 43-20 on Saturday night. Also got them 13-7 on the offensive glass. Tough to lose when you have that number.
We gave up 19 offensive rebounds to East Tennessee State, and this is the best front line we'll play all year. These two monsters, and we out-rebounded them. We did an unbelievable job on the offensive glass ourselves.
Pelicans lost over the weekend to Golden State 106-102 Friday night. They're back on the road tonight versus Portland. 9 o'clock tip-off. Zion went through warm-ups.
They did break
Friday.
they broke the 13-game losing streak.
Yeah.
And I guess I was off air for that. But you know what immediately makes it feel like you didn't break that streak? When you go and you lose to the Golden State Warriors, who are horrendous.
Also thinking.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, they'll be, we've talked about it. They're going to be unbelievable next year if they get another high draft pick.
They're on their way.
Yeah.
It's steamrolling towards the top 5 pick.
Right. They're chilling. Give Curry a year off. Everybody just relax a little bit. Klay Thompson, year off.